Hello, St. Hyacinth families. I really hope that all of you are staying safe and healthy. I just wanted to assure you that amidst the global pandemic that is affecting all of us in different ways, St. Hyacinth is planning on reopening this fall. I have mentioned this before that we are waiting for final directives coming from the state, the Center for Disease Control and Prevention, or CDC, the Diocese of San Bernardino, and our local school district. I know a lot of us are getting frustrated, and that includes me. But these are uncharted territories, and nobody can really tell us what will happen by then. All of us are putting plans in place to be prepared for whatever our school year will look like. I will be sending out to you shortly a document on our reopening plans in different stages depending on the situation of the pandemic. Inasmuch as I am aware that you want to know the definite plans for next school year, we unfortunately cannot give you that. However, I can tell you that we are planning on reopening in the fall. We are in a crisis right now, and the only way we could move forward is for your children to be registered. Remember, if there are no students, there will be no school. But we really have to know if students are coming back to make our school viable. Now, let me explain to you our plans briefly. If we are still on stage 1, we will continue with distance learning. But for next school year, our distance learning model will be much improved. So the schedule of live classes will be as close to the school schedule as possible. Of course, with reasonable breaks from screen time. That means each subject will have a live class every single day. Reduction in tuition on the months of distance learning will be a discussion, but unfortunately not a guarantee. Remember, the only income the school gets is from tuition, which funds teachers and staff compensation and additional costs that come with remote learning, plus the sanitation materials, so we will be able to adhere to the health guidelines. Now, in spite of all these additional expenses, no increase in tuition or fees has been imposed this year. If we are on stage 2, we will have the hybrid schedule where students come on campus on certain days and have distance learning on the other days. Our ultimate goal is, of course, to be on stage 3 where all of the students will be on campus. But for those students with pre-existing conditions, those who are immune compromised, those with vulnerable children or adults in their household, or those that may have been exposed to the virus, distance learning will still be made available. Stages 2 and 3 will be implemented following a lot of health guidelines and sanitation practices as recently released by the CDC, some of which are wearing of masks or face shields, frequent hand washing, covering of coughs and sneezes, constant sanitation of frequently touched surfaces, social distancing in the classroom, limit sharing of supplies like pencils or scissors and devices, temperature checks daily, closure of communal places, and staying within their cohorts, limiting access to other groups of people outside of their class so that in the event of a possible exposure, they will pivot right away to distance learning and will be asked to quarantine for a period of time. Safety of all students, teachers, and staff will be our top priority. Now, despite our limitations, where else could you find a school that provides more than just a rigorous curriculum, a set of people other than you who truly care for your children? Where else could you find teachers and staff who would give up their own lunchtime, come early to school, or stay late just to be able to help your children? Or when you drop off your kids and let us know they had a rough morning because their pet probably died, or you were just rushing through the day and they forgot their snacks or lunch. Or when your children are simply having a bad day, which group of people takes time to really support them so they overcome adversities and feel good about themselves? And during this whole pandemic, who else would take time to deal with your children's individual needs at whatever time of day just to make sure they are learning? When all other schools around us simply allowed students to stay home doing nothing because it was difficult, we empathized with you and truly understood when you were getting frustrated and disappointed, and tried to work it out to the best that we can with the very limited resources we have. Our program is definitely not perfect, as this was the first time we ever did it. But we did it even when it was hard and frustrating. But of course, we couldn't have done it without all of you. So thank you. Thank you. I am assuring you that we will continue to provide quality education, the religious and value formation that we have set for your child, no matter which stage we will be in. It is too complicated to try and predict what the spread of the COVID-19 virus will look like in the coming weeks. But as of now, we are preparing for the possibility of distance learning and on-campus instruction. So I am requesting you to please register your children ASAP, as we will have to make a lot of decisions based on the number of students we have. Please understand, we need to know if we will have enough students next year. Otherwise, our school will remain closed. So as restrictions are lifted, I will be giving you updates on the plans that we will be implementing. Watch out for emails every 2 weeks as I check in with you and provide the latest updates. I'm faithful that this too shall pass, and there will be better times ahead for those who trust in the Lord. If you have any questions or need clarification, please do not hesitate to email me directly or call the office. Stay safe, everyone. Thank you. God bless you and your whole family.